when Aberdeen have the ball, they're high and wide in the full-backs, and when Motherwell have it, they're in trying to stop the midfielders from getting on the ball. On that occasion, Watt goes higher up the pitch. It might have been Fadinger. I've got the same problem as you, Al. And then Regan Charles-Cook comes deep. So those rotations are what Aberdeen are going to have to figure out, because it's all right having the plan, but when the game changes, they have to figure it out.
Shinnie tried to squeeze that through after Aberdeen stole the ball in the middle of the park, but Motherwell quickly able to win possession back. And it's picked up by Watt, who clips it forward. It's picked up by Knooster, and then Jack Milne gets it clear up to the halfway line. Picked up here by Fadinger and into Watt, and back with Liam Gordon. Apologies, there's a little bit of interference on the line. I'm not sure if that's the heavy rain that's causing that, or some gremlins on the line, but we'll hopefully iron those out as the ball's behind for an Aberdeen goal kick. Almost 9 minutes on the clock, no goals yet at Fir Park. Motherwell unbeaten in 11 this season, and although they've yet to get that first league win, it's a pretty impressive unbeaten run at their best since back in 84-85, as Aberdeen try and play out from the back here, and it's Knooster getting it back from Shinnie and then driving forward. Can't find a teammate though. O'Donnell in the way, a pull back there on Mazonise by Knooster, and it's a free kick. It's pretty crude from the Aberdeen defender. Free kick on the halfway line to the home side.
It's a positive run though, isn't it? I think he overdid it. Should have released the pass much earlier, Knooster, but I've been impressed by his performances throughout his time at Aberdeen. He's got a really educated left foot. He's a very calm, cool customer with a fair bit of pace and good kind of a physical attributes as well.
Ball's in the possession of Callum Wards, well outside his box, plays it into the feet of Fadinger, who plays it to his left to Welsh, and then on to Longolo on the halfway line. Just clips it forward now for Regan Charles-Cook. He's got a bit of space to move into here, up to the edge of the box, tried to cut that back for Saeed, and it was just intercepted there, and Aberdeen able to bring it forward. Palaversa into the feet of Nisbet. Nisbet helps it on to Shinnie now, crossing the halfway line. Carlson out to the left-hand side here, up against O'Donnell here. Jesper Carlson onto the right foot. Can he find room for the shot? Still trying to do so. Takes a nick and into the arms safely of Callum Ward. Good defending in the end from O'Donnell, stuck to his task, and I think it was he who got the toe to it to help Carlson's shot just take the sting out of it. And after 10.5 minutes, it's still Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
Yeah, he does well, O'Donnell, but I think that Carlson, you could tell he was always wanting to come into his right foot, and when he, he's 1v1 with O'Donnell, by the time he cuts inside, the Motherwell back four have all recovered, and he gets enough on the shot. The problem he had was he didn't have too much support in the break, but you could tell he was desperate going to that right foot.
Yeah, that's certainly what he always seems to want to do, as the ball is fired in his direction once more. It's a good first touch inside the penalty area. Gyamfi in support on the edge of the box, tries to get it back onto his left foot and fires it well off target. The full back, or wing back as he is today, and Aberdeen though certainly seen the ball in an attacking areas more than they have done of late, Willie.
Yeah, they're looking much more like it. This is the start to this game is the best that they've put together so far in the league campaign. On that occasion, Gyamfi, who was reluctant to strike it with his right foot. It's on to strike with his right foot. You just never know. I would think just swing your boot at it, even though you're not comfortable. Tries to get it back on his left, but that time he's all off balance. Plus, it's there's not the same angle to bother the goalkeeper as well.
I know. I thought he was just going to even go for the side foot. It doesn't need to be power to the back post. But I think Jimmy Tulane spoke about tension and maybe not making the decision, not being decisive. Then that probably ties in the last two attacks I've had where it's the safer option. And as you say, by the time he cuts back onto his left, the angle's all against him, and he's nowhere near troubling the goalkeeper.
Kevin Nisbet penalised for leaving one on Lucas Fadinger there. Motherwell have taken a free kick. It's Gordon for Welsh, and he knocks it back to his goalkeeper, who's just at the edge of his penalty area. We've played 12.5 minutes, and it's still scoreless here at Fir Park. You listen to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. the final Premiership game of the day. We've got Livingston Rangers tomorrow. Join us for that one live as well. And you get all the highlights as usual on Sports Scene this evening and tomorrow night, as well as now Elliot Watt is brought to the ground, and Motherwell will get another free kick just inside their own half. Just Fanninger, the edge of the centre circle, to his right to O'Donnell, back the way to Gordon. Aberdeen pressing Motherwell with greater intent this afternoon as well, as Watt plays a good ball forward to O'Donnell. O'Donnell into the middle of the park, that's nicely left, and it's Motherwell into the penalty area. It's Charles Cook initially foiled, but then a referee, after a long delay, decides it is an Aberdeen free kick. I think probably the right decision, but he seemed to be pondering it for a good couple of seconds before actually giving it. Charles Cook thought he was going to get another opportunity to maybe get a crack at goal there. It's not going to happen. It's an Aberdeen free kick. 13, almost 40 minutes played, 0-0.
I think it was because when Charles Cook drives forward, it's still the same attacking phase, but as soon as he turns back and looks like he's going to play it back the way, then he can actually give the foul, because if it leads to a goal, then they can obviously check it with VAR.
Good point.
So complicated this game nowadays, isn't it, Al?
I'm glad we've got Faddy here to keep us right, though.
I don't know if that's the case.
I think you probably are right.
Spot on, I would say.
Here's Knuster just outside his own penalty area. To his left is Yamfe coming in off the left. Mazwanisi can't stop him. O'Donnell can, but only by foul means. And it's an Aberdeen free kick, and a little bit scrappy just at the moment. The game last weekend's was very end-to-end, and you know, it was only 1-0, but there was chances at either end. Well, it was pretty entertaining.
I think this one's got the makeup for it as well, is it not? You know, you feel as though Aberdeen are playing with a bit of intent. You know, they're actually playing like a team. So from that point of view, then I think it leads to perhaps, you know, that type of game. And I don't think that Motherwell are into their stride yet, I would suggest. I think they've been a little bit pinned back by the Aberdeen formation and their energy and their high line.
Yeah, I would agree. Gyamfi putting a poor cross in straight into the arms of Callum Ward, but Charles Cook unable to keep the ball in play when it was bowled out to him, and Aberdeen have possession back. Quarter of an hour in, no goals at Fir Park, as Knuster plays it to Gyamfi. Early ball forward looking for Carlson, intercepted, and then Shinnie loses out in the 50-50. Saeed brings it forward, out to his right is Mazwanisi. Good block there by Knuster as Mazwanisi tried to just shove the ball by him and then take him on for pace. It was a good interception and probably a necessary one, as Motherwell just get the throw in. Instead, O'Donnell goes back the way to Liam Gordon, who was just exchanging a few words there with his manager Jens Bertolascu.
I think that's important as well, Al, because Gyamfi's, you know, tasked with being that attacking threat high and wide on the left-hand side. It's massively important that Knuster does come across when it goes to Mazwanisi, which he does brilliantly there, and be brave enough to be 1v1 against, you know, the lively Mazwanisi.
Ibrahim Saeed winning the free kick there in the tussle, and it's a decent position actually, this, to put a ball into the box. It's going to be Elliot Watt to take it, just a yard or two in from the right touchline, midway inside the Aberdeen half. Motherwell yet to test Dimitar Mitov. Friggin' Charles Cook beat him with a fabulous finish last weekend. Let's see what Watt can produce here with a free kick from the right hand side. Motherwell got plenty of bodies forward. Aberdeen with everyone back. Carlson just in front of the ball, but Watt swings it in. It's a good delivery. It's flicked on there by Gordon to no real effect, or certainly not to a teammate, and it'll be brought clear by Nisbet, who was back helping his defence out. Pokes it into the midfield but gives it away to Gordon, and there's Saeed feeding it out to the left hand side. Motherwell looking to create something here, and it's well defended by Tobers and then thumped up the park by Aushish. And Longdelo will just let that bounce and then bring it under control, crossing the halfway line once more and playing it into Elliot Watt. fires it out to the right hand side. It's a good ball from Mazwanisi. Angle of the box, feeds it in. It's knocked behind by Jack Milne before Charles Cook can bounce. Better from Motherwell. Motherwell corner. 17 and a half played. Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
Yeah, isn't it? Just spoke about Knuster getting out to Mazwanisi, and he did previously, but on this occasion he just gets in between Gamfey and Knuster and gets the ball out his feet, delivers it. I have to say it's well defended when the ball comes into the box, because there was a queue up to put it into the back of the net.
Motherwell corner then from the right hand side. Longolo has come across to take this one, left-footed. Mazwanisi's there as a short option. They worked that a couple of times up at Pittodrie, not this time. They fire it into the near post and it's easily knocked away by Palaversa, and Motherwell will have to go all the way back to Callum Ward, who fires it out then to the left hand side. Just kept in play, kept in well actually by Stephen Welsh, who manages also to keep possession. And it's back now in the Motherwell midfield. Charles Cooks remained out on the right hand side for the time being. Watt lets that run to Gordon, and out to his left to Welsh, his defensive partner in the heart of the Motherwell defence. O'Donnell forward to Charles Cook, tries to spin away from Shinnie. Well, eventually that's going to surely be a Motherwell free kick. Charles Cook tried to regain his footing and then stumbled and eventually handballed it, but Shinnie had certainly brought him down in the first instance, and it'll be another free kick in a very similar position to the one a moment or two ago, but this one goes back the way to Gordon.
I love Shinnie claiming for a foul there when Charles Cook caught the ball.
Yeah, that was optimistic. Here's O'Donnell into Mazwanisi, gets lucky there as the ball breaks to Said. Charles Cook now right hand side, and back to O'Donnell, crossing opportunity, curls it in, knocked away there by Knuster. Shinnie now picks up at the edge of his own box, and he's fouled by Charles Cook, and Aberdeen will have the free kick midway inside their own half. Almost 20 minutes on the clock, no goals. Aberdeen with the best opportunities in the opening couple of minutes. A couple of saves had to be made, particularly the first one in the opening minute from the Nisbet header by Callum Ward. And Aberdeen certainly will be happier with their performance so far, but ultimately, Willie, they've got to turn it at some stage into goals.
Well, they have, Al, but you know what, I think fans need a little bit of hope, and watching this performance so far, I think I could, put the case forward that there is hope there. If they continue to pass the ball the way that they're passing it, the energy that they're showing, and the accuracy of passing as well has been pretty good. They understand, and they're actually playing like a team, and that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened so far this league campaign. So I think from that point of view, it's progress. But you're right, and I know you're right. Been there too many occasions. It's results at the end of the day that count.
That's Milne firing the diagonal out to the left hand side, headed back infield by Gyamfi, but Gordon's there first to hook it out of play on this near side. The Aberdeen left as they will take the throw-in coming forwards. Shinnie takes that from Gyamfi. Thinking about his options here, just goes short to Gyamfi, back the way to Knuster. Motherwell will press now as the ball goes back to Milne. Milne takes a chance at the back but does well and plays it into the feet of Palaversa, who also finds the feet of Aushish. Aushish tries to squeeze it out to the right to Devlin. He was looking for a handball there for the interception by Longolo, but it didn't seem to be. Aberdeen have won it back again, left hand side. It's Carlson. Time to drive into the box here, plays it short to Aushish. He's crowded out and it's picked up by Said. Little 1-2 there. Said just manages to get there before Devlin and just nudges it back to Stephen Welsh in the edge of his own area. Elliot Watt now picks up and out to the right hand side to O'Donnell and Gordon.
And it ties in now with Jimmy Tulane was speaking about, after the Dundee United game, and that it's all well saying about the formation and the style. It's when you get into the areas and there is a bit of apprehension or maybe that final pass. That was a perfect example. It comes to Milne, shows great composure. They play through the lines, get at the back line of Motherwell, and then the final pass, the one that's probably the easiest pass, is the one that's let them down.
Yeah, it's a fair point as Said picks up for Motherwell, just touches it back to O'Donnell on the halfway line. Then firing it into Watt, fires it forward. Charles Cook couldn't bring that under control. It's a tough one to deal with. Good header one there by Welsh above Aushish. It's going to break the way of Fanninger now. It's Mazwanisi on the angle of the box, right hand side, looking to take Knuster to the byline. It comes across goal, and Mitov didn't deal with that first time around, but caught it second time and immediately bowls it out to Sheesh, right hand side, not a massive amount of support immediately, and Longolo gets back to knock it out of play for an Aberdeen throw over on the far side. Midway point of the first half, no goals as yet between Motherwell and Aberdeen, but plenty of attacking intent from both sides.
It's a decent game so far, isn't it? I mean, I think the fans will be reasonably well entertained. Yeah, you would, prefer probably more strikes and goal, but there's been plenty of intent, plenty of action in and around the penalty boxes. So, I think we all live in hope that we are going to see 2 or 3 goals this evening.
Out of play for a Motherwell throw now. Aberdeen fans have travelled in good number once again, despite their travails. They're housed in the upper tier of the stand away to our right hand side, which is just as well for them given the teeming rain that would have caught them if they were in the bottom tier. As Longolo plays it back into Liam Gordon at the edge of his own penalty area. Brings it forward. Aberdeen with just 1 win in 9 this season. That came in the League Cup away to Morton. There's Watt into Fanninger, just about in the halfway line, turns back the way and then plays it to Gordon. And Gordon will come out to the right hand side to O'Donnell, immediately knocks it forward looking for Mazwanise, but he was on his heels whereas Knuster was on his toes, and he plays it back to his goalkeeper Dimitar Mitov, who's called up again for the Bulgaria squad for the next round of international matches, which are almost upon us. Early in October, Scotland with a couple of home games against Greece and Belarus. A couple of wins from them, and we're sitting pretty. Don't want to speak too soon though, as Mazwanise and Mitov chase that. Mitov does just enough to get there first and knock it out of play. Well, he's been given a free kick. I'm not so sure about that. He has gone down in a bit of pain, but I don't know if Mazwanise actually fouled him there, but certainly that's the referee's interpretation. The assistant was pretty close to the action as well, and he may have helped him out with that, and they're certainly both a lot closer to the action than I am, but I thought it should have been a throw-in, but Mitov did well to just get there first.
I think there might have been a coming together as opposed to a foul. They both jump at the same time. Mitov gets there slightly before, and I think as he kicks it, he kicks the ball, there's nobody else for Mazwanise to go.
He was rolling about as well, Mitov, and I think the referee maybe just thought that there was more contact than perhaps there was. I think there was a certain amount of contact. Coming together is certainly a way to describe it, but whether it was a free kick or not, I think it's debatable.
Yeah, well, it's already taken 25 minutes in, and Motherwell looking to come forward. Shinnie does well. He's brushed aside by Saeed, but that's also a free kick to Aberdeen.
It's interesting that we spoke about how well Motherwell have played this season, such attractive football, but in more than a few occasions they've tried to exploit that diagonal over the head of Knuster for Mazwanise. It just hasn't quite worked out yet.
Carlson tries a little drag back there for Nisbet, and that doesn't work out either, but Knuster picks up here and he'll charge forward once more. He likes to do that into the feet of Nisbet, just outside the area. Poor touch from him, but cool play from O'Donnell to turn back towards his own goal and then just play it to Callum Ward. And it was interesting to get that insight from Andy Halliday in terms of the messages coming from the manager and how playing out from the back will more often than not, certainly if you do it well, will lead to positive opportunities. It might well give the opposition the odd chance as well, but Motherwell haven't been guilty of that so far, as Knuster gives it away to O'Donnell. Again, he turns back the way, this time to Liam Gordon, just outside his own penalty area, into the feet here of Watt. Midway inside his own half, plays it square to Stephen Welsh. And out to Longolo. I haven't seen him get forward too often this afternoon. He loves to do that from that left back position, and he's got 4 goals from that. Here's Welsh. Stephen Welsh bringing the ball up towards the halfway line. Oh, he gets lucky there. He plays a 1-2 effectively with Sheesh as he was trying to find the ball out to the left. Now it's gone forward. Knuster heads it away before Mazwanise can make anything of it, and now Liam Gordon going back towards his own goal, lets it bounce, but then just nods it to his goalkeeper.
He nods it, but he just about makes contact. Then he has a big panic up, thinking he's not had it hard enough, but Nisbet was nowhere near him.
27 minutes played here at Firth Park. No goals between Motherwell and Aberdeen. No goals either at Celtic Park today between Celtic and Hibs. You'll catch the highlights of that, and well, maybe there'll be more highlights in the likes of the Hearts-Falkirk game. Hearts again showing how impressive they have been this season. Charles Cook now picking up for Motherwell, right hand side. Now it's Said. Said picks a good ball out for O'Donnell. He just couldn't bring it under control and just toes it to Knooster instead. Aberdeen have given it away though, and it's Watt for O'Donnell once more, and now Charles Cook on the right hand side. Said once more sends it into the area. It's a good ball. The header is won there by Stamatopoulos, who I think I'm mentioning him for the first time. I've barely seen him in the game thus far, and the header, although he did win it, he didn't get any real purchase on it. It was tough to do so, and an easy take for Dimitar Mitov. 28 minutes played, still Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
Yeah, I don't remember him touching the ball either. I think that Motherwell, they've taken the ball at the back. They haven't been able to cut through Aberdeen the way that we're so used to seeing them this season. They've opted for far more diagonals than I'm used to seeing from them, trying to get Masonisi clear. I mean, they've got in the position of where the ball's been crossed in. It's been defended well, but yeah, he's not really had any service at all, Stamatopoulos.
Back in the midfield with Motherwell as Elliot Watt has it, clips it forward, looking for the pace of Maswanisi here in behind Knooster. Knooster stays with him, but Maswanisi almost tries to lift it over his head, and Shinnie comes back to help out the defender, and then Maswanisi barges into the back of him and gives a cheap free kick away. But Maswanisi certainly, if he can get one-on-one with Knooster, he'll fancy his chances, but Aberdeen defend that situation well, and with almost half an hour played, we still await the first goal here this afternoon.
I think Gamphy's position is, his starting position's way too far forward, in my opinion. I think he can still get there in plenty of time if it was 15, maybe even 20 yards back. And you can see Motherwell, as you pointed out, James, on a number of occasions, just trying to hit that space that he's left, so I'd be a wee bit concerned if it was. He didn't seem concerned, Jimmy Tillene, but I think his starting position is way too far up the park.
I think it's maybe one of them where they've worked so much and stopped Motherwell playing, and Motherwell just beat the press.
Here's Longlow bringing it forward for Motherwell, pokes it back to Said, midway inside the Aberdeen half, out to looking for Masonisi. Knooster in the way. Now Sheesh will try and keep it in, but knocks it out of play. He's another player, I mentioned Carlson earlier. Well, we've probably not seen from Aushish the kind of ability that presumably that attracted Jimmy Tillene and the Aberdeen recruitment team to try and bring him to the club in the first instance.
No, we haven't seen enough, that's for sure. Carlson looks like a player that just likes to run at defenders, but I don't know if he runs at defenders with real purpose. Either taking them on or looking to link with one of his other strikers. And now Sheesh is a little bit the same, but can be rather anonymous at times as well and not take part in the game. No, these two have still got to improve.
Here's Said up to the edge of the box. A terrible effort really in the end. Motherwell given the advantage, and it almost worked for them, but Said should have done an awful lot better as he advanced to the edge of the penalty area, but his right foot shot was several yards wide of Dimitar Mitov's post, and it's still, after 31 minutes, Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
Yeah, you're spot on. It's a terrible effort from Said. It's a good drive and run. The ball comes into Charles Cook, feels he's fouled by Shinnie. The referee allows play on, and when it comes to Said, he's bearing down in goal. Just can't maybe get the angle, and potentially just at full speed. At no point does he slow down to set himself to get the shot away, and he just slices across it, never troubling Mitov.
And the thing is, Jack Milne doesn't come out to block him either. Yep. Jack Milne goes back and back and back. He's well into his box, so the shot is on if he just shows a bit of composure and actually gets the direction right. I thought Jack Milne needed to come out to him and try to block him, make it difficult for the strike.
Maybe he's watched videos of Said shooting. Let him have a shot.
Yet to score for Motherwell since signing in the summer from Viborg in Denmark. Presumably a player that Jens Bertolaska has been aware of, but no goals as yet. No goals in the game. 32 played. Maswanisi hacked to the ground. That's a poor challenge. Going to be the first yellow card for Knust. And I don't think, I mean, he is arguing. I was going to say, I don't think he can have any arguments, but I mean, I'm not sure on what basis.
You don't need a basis, you can just argue, you know, just for the sake of it. It's a yellow card all day long, but he gets dragged. And Maswanisi, it's a really good first touch as well. So all he has to do, in my opinion, there is just to step back, you know, don't commit yourself. Now he's put himself in a yellow card, he's walking that fine line, and he's exposed down here all the time.
He's gone steaming in because he thinks Maswanisi is going to take a touch, then move it, and he just drops his shoulder, flicks it inside, and that's what catches him out.
The ball back with Callum Ward, again well outside of his goal. Good 40 yards from it. As then Welsh plays it forward and gets it back once more.
If you look at Charles Cook in the build-up here, well, he's just peeled off to the right-hand side, so Gyamfi's got an eye on him, and also O'Donnell, and then Maswanisi's in space down the right-hand side, and Knusta has to come across.
I mean, Charles Cook is ostensibly playing as a left winger here this afternoon, but he's been allowed to drift. He's been across on this right-hand side an awful lot. It's leaving Longolo as the sort of attacking left back on that side, but it's like an overload on this right, isn't it? Yeah,
he's got the freedom to come in off that left-hand side, pretty much the same as just when he was in the team, playing off the right, where he starts off the right, but then he's got the freedom to go and, you know, find space, and to great effect, I have to say. So yeah, Charles Cook's just using that intelligence to come and try and occupy spaces to make Aberdeen defenders, midfielders think, right, he should be there. I need to you know, keep an eye on him, but also I need to keep an eye on my own player.
It's an Aberdeen throw deep in their own territory here, left hand side, forward by Knust, it comes. And now it's a free kick to Aberdeen. Gyamfi fouled by Maswanisi. Mitov's gone down with a problem here off the ball, and well, that's a worry for Aberdeen. Didn't see.
I wonder if it's a collision with Maswanisi as he clears the ball. I know that they're saying there's not a great deal of contact, or whether it was a foul or not, but he does go and come at full speed. And as he goes to hook it with his left foot, there is contact. There's no doubt there's contact, and maybe that's what he's feeling.
It's a follow through, isn't it?
Yeah.
From Mitov, and he's definitely caught Maswanisi, or vice versa. But there was certainly some kind of a contact between the two of them. You know, he looks as though he's struggling a little bit. These kind of things, so it might just be a knock. You know, if it's a twist, then that's a completely different matter. But it looked as though it was more a physical knock. In fact, he's getting the old hamstring stretch, so it might be something else completely different.
Either that, and call me cynical, but I think we're seeing more and more goalkeepers going down to allow some sort of team talk to take place at midway through a half. Now, I know there's only 10 minutes to the interval, but Mitov's actually he's making his way out of his penalty area, so maybe I'm being overly cynical on this occasion, because
there's a way to take part in the meeting that you suggested. That's why he went down for.
He didn't waste time, and he thought the information would come to him, and soon realised that everybody was going round to the manager. I better get up and join in here and see what's going on.
Well, he seems to be completely fine. He's up to take, when he was coming out of the penalty area, I thought he was walking potentially off, but actually no, he's just out to take the free kick. So
I thought you actually called it spot on, because as soon as the players come into the manager, they got up.
Well, it's just another one of those modern football things, Willie, which we love. Here's Aushish at the edge of the box, goes for a goal, pushed away by Callum Ward. Not sure why he hasn't caught that. Carlson's picked up and he's offside, and eventually it comes to nothing. But Callum Ward's going for the spectacular save for the cameras when it looked like it looked
harder to push it away than catch it.
Yeah, and more dangerous as well.
Yeah. He dives, he's up early. Ashish, as it bounces to Ashish, I'm thinking, hit it. And he does, but there's not enough power on it. And I've no idea why he's trying to push it away with both hands.
That's a good ball for Saeed. Saeed now powering forward, tries to slot it through. He's put too much on that. Matalopoulos can't reach it before Mitov, who's quickly out to the edge of his box to gather. That was another really promising position that Saeed got himself into. And again, like the previous effort when he took the shot on, this time the final ball's not good enough.
He plays it too early. It's a great break. He's got Matalopoulos in front of him, Charles Cook, Maswanisi either side. And Jack Milne is in that position, well, he's just the previous one where he's thinking, right, I need to go, and then his way to start going, he plays the pass and it's just overhit, and he allows him to recover.
Yeah, Yeah, Motherwell, for all their attractive football, haven't really tested Dimitar Mitov so far, and Callum Ward, for all that was a needlessly spectacular save that he put on, he has had to make probably 3 now, if you count the rather tame Nisbet effort that came his way after 4 minutes. The one in the opening minute was certainly one that needed saving, with a header from Kevin Nisbet that he pushed over the crossbar. Still 0-0 though, as half-time approaches, about 7.5 minutes away. Motherwell coming forward again, and winning a throw-in on the right-hand side. We'll just leave this to Stephen O'Donnell, who has got a long throw on him when required. Doesn't look like this one's going to be one of those occasions though, and he's taken it short and got it back from Watt, and now it's Mazwanisi to the right of the box, plays it behind O'Donnell, gives him an awful lot of work to do, and he can't keep it, and now Knuster has it. Down, being pressed by O'Donnell though, deep in his own territory, can only clear it as far as Elliot Watt. Watt plays it back to the edge of the centre circle to Stephen Welsh. Welsh now, plenty of time to think about his next move. It's Watt who comes and takes it off him. Now Saeed well challenged there by Shinnie. Good tackle that time by the Aberdeen captain. Aberdeen counter on. Nisbet clips it forward. I think Aushish has maybe just gone too early, as Motherwell held a good line. Play allowed to continue for now anyway, as Aushish and Devlin exchange passes out on the right hand side. Flag still down, so play continuing with Milne out to the left hand side to Knuster, and now it's Gyamfi up against Mazwanisi. Goes back to Knuster once more, infield to Shinnie for Gyamfi. Out comes O'Donnell. Gyamfi's kept it, but not for long, as Stamatopoulos makes the challenge, and it's back with Watt on the edge of his own box. Fadinger back to his goalkeeper. He tries to go long. Knuster goes up with Stamatopoulos. It breaks for Shinnie in the middle of the park, pokes it forward. Carlson now, left hand side of the box, tries to force it into the middle. Nisbet can't get there ahead of Welsh. Good clearance and good defending from Welsh. Out for a throw-in in this near side as Aberdeen look to try and finish the half on a high. 0-0 it stands as Knuster sends it into the area. Carlson tries to chest it down but can't bring it under control, and here comes the Motherwell counter. It's Charles Cook back out on that left hand side. Longolo looking to get up in support with him, tries to take on Tobers on that left flank, and in slides Devlin, and it came off Charles Cook last, and will actually be an Aberdeen throw-in, as Faddy's suggesting there. Good defending by Nicky Devlin.
It's brilliant, because Longello's on his way round, or trying to get up and support Regan Charles Cook, and Devlin matches him all the way, and then he helps out his teammate by covering for him and gets a throw in for his team. It's excellent defending.
Charles Cook picks up a loose ball on the left hand side. Longolo infield for Watt, and now back with Gordon, and O'Donnell picks up on the halfway line just outside the centre circle, just nudges it forward for Watt again. A lovely ball inside Mazwanisi, right hand side of the box. Can he pick out a teammate? It'll come to Charles Cook, tries a ball back across goal. The offside flag is up, presumably against Mazwanisi for the first ball through, as the move eventually falters. It was a brilliant ball from Elliot Watt to pick out Mazwanisi, who might just have gone that bit early. Ultimately it comes to nothing. In 41 minutes played, it's Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
It's down this left hand side, the Aberdeen left hand side though. I think it's a major problem. Guamfi, he just doesn't read the situation. That's the ball that's going to kill him. It's inside him. He's just got to adjust himself, make sure that he's aware of Mazwanisi down that wide area, and he's in between Knuster and Guamfi, and I think for me it's a wing back that needs to adjust himself.
He is trying to be the outlet on the left hand side, which is great when you've got the ball. You're absolutely spot on. You need to be aware that your teammate's on a yellow card, Knuster, and they're targeting that side, so it must be some point where he goes, are they targeting it because I'm out of position, or is it because they think he's rubbish? I think it's because he's out of position.
Motherwell have it on the halfway line. We've got 3 minutes plus any added on time until the interval. No goals as yet, as O'Donnell picks up possession right hand side and feeds it forward to Saeed. Shinnie tries to get there, but Mazwanisi will take possession and play it into Watt, who's caught by Palaversa. He wanted a free kick, nothing forthcoming as Shinnie breaks forward out to the left-hand side to Carlson. Carlson attacking the Motherwell box, back with Shinnie, tries to dink it for Carlson again. Carlson's kept it in on the byline, loops it into the area to the back post. It'll come for Devlin, and it's knocked behind by Elliot Watt. I think the keeper was going to get there, but Watt not taking any chances, heads it behind for a corner kick as Aberdeen again come close to the first goal of the season.
I thought when the ball was flicked through at Carlson, potentially offside, but in any case, what a header it is from Elliot Watt, because that is goal bound. I'm not so sure that Callum Ward was getting that. It's a crucial intervention, but it's great playing. You know, a few times Carlson's picked it up and he's been inside the pitch, and he's always wanted to then go on his right foot, but he's wide, he's on the touchline there, but then allows him to drive at Stephen O'Donnell, put him on his back foot, then he can go either way. And I think that's maybe better suited to him than being that almost inside forward. It looks better when he's on that wing, on that touchline, where he can go and dictate where he can go.
And he managed to dig it out as well, because it looked as though it was going out. I think it would have been a corner, but he managed to stop it, and then it was a little kind of the bit underneath the ball, and managing to loop it towards the back post. Great opportunity for Devlin, but good defensive work as well.
Corner kick right hand side to be taken by Carlson. That looked like it might have looked out of play as it swung out and then in, and it's exactly what's happened.
What a spot, Al. I was too busy looking at Palaversa just standing all on at the back post.
It is a goal kick to Motherwell at the end of all that, and still goalless as the first half comes towards its conclusion. And Motherwell, I mean, it feels like it's been a relatively even game, but all my notes are about Aberdeen chances, I have to say. Motherwell haven't really tested Dimitar Mitov at all, and that will be something of a concern, you would imagine, for Jens Bertolascu in the changing room at half-time.
It will be a concern, but you have to factor in Aberdeen have been much better than they have been previously. Motherwell haven't been as good as they have been, and they're still level.
Here's Shinnie on the halfway line. Final minute of the opening 45. Fires it forward. O'Donnell should be in charge of that, and he confidently heads it back under a little bit of pressure, you'd have to say, from Gyamfi, but into the arms of Callum Ward.
I think that's a point as well. We speak about how good Motherwell are, or have been up until this evening, in their build-up play and bravery to take the ball. But I think in those situations, a couple of times where it's come back, there's no panic. You know, it's high in there. It's an awkward one for O'Donnell. It's simple. He knows he can go back to his goalkeeper, or if there's any pressure on the ball, they know they've got an option to pass the ball. So I think that, you know, it's great to see the brilliant attacking football, but it's the calmness that's through the team.
Just a minute added on, and we are into that already, as it looks like we're heading into the interval with no goals to speak of in this opening period, as Stephen Welsh picks up midway inside his own half. In Motherwell fashion, something late on here. Saeed makes the run forward as Welsh tries to pick him out with a straight ball through, but it's too much on it again, and Mitov will comfortably collect that and then play it out to Shinnie, the Aberdeen captain. Saeed doing the back tracking there, just plays it to his left. There's Shinnie to Knuster, and then gets it back again midway inside his own half. Infield to Jack Milne, who's made a first team berth his own this season. It's a good ball forward for Aushish. That's a lovely ball as well for Devlin. Devlin right hand side, can he pick out Nisbet? Nisbet tries the little flick, and Ward dives on that as Gyamfi comes in at the back post, and it's going to be a Motherwell free kick. It was brave in the end from Ward. He was trying to initially just see it out, but then Gyamfi was closing in, and he knew he had to try and go down and smother that, and he took a sore one for his troubles, and he has got the free kick. The attack comes to nothing again. It was a really promising looking attack as Devlin played it into the box, but Nisbet trying the audacious little flick, which didn't come off, and it remains Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
That's a good attacking move, isn't it? And Nicky Devlin getting himself a bit of space down that right hand side and drills it across the face. Wasn't an easy one for Nisbet to take. I didn't feel, you know, he tried to make the best of it as the half-time whistle goes.
Indeed it does. Goalless at Fir Park at the interval, and Aberdeen have had the better of the opportunities, it has to be said. The first of which, and probably the best of which, came inside 40 seconds. A move which ended with Gyamfi crossing and putting on a plate for Kevin Nisbet, whose header was well saved, but will probably feel he could have been doing better in finding Aberdeen's first goal of the season. Only 3 minutes later he had another opportunity, but rather than take it on first time, he took a couple of touches before hitting a relatively tame effort into the body of Callum Ward. We had to wait a good old chunk of the game for the next meaningful opportunity, which came from Aushish from just outside the box. A volleyed effort which looked like a decent enough save from Ward. He made it look more spectacular than it needed to be as he pushed it away rather than caught it. And then just a couple of minutes before the interval, was a Nicky Devlin header from close range at the end of a good move, but Elliot Watt was on hand to ensure it didn't find the back of the net, and instead it went behind for a corner. So definitely better stuff in an attacking sense from Aberdeen. Motherwell have played some nice football without a real end product. Ibrahim Said's probably been guilty on a couple of occasions of being less clinical in the final third than he could have been and perhaps should have been. And so at half-time at Fir Park, it's Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
The Scottish Premiership.
Live on Sports Sound.
Scottish football lives here.
On BBC Radio Scotland. There's another huge night of European football this Thursday, and it's live on Sports Sound.
What a strike!
In the Europa League, Celtic host Sporting Braga. Rangers visit Austria to face Sturm Graz. Aberdeen kick off their Conference League campaign against Shakhtar Donetsk. Listen on Thursday at 5 on digital radio, or ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0. Tom English alongside me here in the Glasgow studio. Tom, what did you make of that first half?
I thought Aberdeen tried to force the issue. I thought they were the better side, the better chances, definitely more energy in their team, more threat in their team. Probably should have scored, but they didn't. So it's the recurring theme. That's more than 8 hours now that Aberdeen have gone without a goal in the league this season. More than 8 hours. It's astonishing. I mean, it is astonishing. And it's a couple of reasonable chances. Nisbet first up, good header, great move. So better from Aberdeen, but still no end product.
Disappointing also from the home side, James?
I wouldn't say disappointing. I've seen Motherwell better, but you have to give credit to Aberdeen. They've changed their system. They've had a game plan to go and stop Motherwell from playing out. Forced Motherwell into, I wouldn't say forced, but Motherwell have opted to go and try and stretch the game and hit the diagonal and behind the left centre back and left wing back area. And look, I think Aberdeen have performed well. Everything that you want to see: energy, a willingness to go forward, a willingness to at times you have to make fouls. So yeah, look, I think Motherwell have played, no doubt they've played better, but you've got to credit Aberdeen. As I said, change of shape. I said before the game, are you going to get a reaction from Aberdeen? I think you absolutely have. And the chances they've created have been the better chances in the game.
Yeah, no goals as yet, Willie, but much more like it from the Dons tonight.
Yeah, I was optimistic about the first half performance, and then Tom tackled me from behind and just brought me to the ground.
Sorry, Willie. Sorry, my dose of reality between the eyes.
You and Alan Preston, what I've got to put up with, I'll tell you.
Was better though, Willie.
Yes.
I mean, you
did say that, Tom. You did. I thought it was night and day, to be perfectly honest. It looks like the players actually know what they're supposed to be doing out there, and they're playing like a team. And some of the passing moves have been, a little bit unfortunate, maybe bad finishing. I thought, James didn't think that, maybe thought that was too hard on Kevin Nisbet, but for me, I think he's got to score that one. I think if he's on form, it's a perfect cross into the box. He's meeting it, with the forehead. He's got to put it either side of the goalkeeper, and he doesn't manage to do that. But they have created, 3, 4, 5 chances. You haven't done that, and it's chances that have got you a little bit excited. If you're an Aberdeen supporter, you're getting to the edge of your seat and you're optimistic that they're going to find the back of the net after, the drought that has been the start of the season. So no, I'm as joyful as I possibly can be in this situation where Aberdeen find themselves still at the bottom. of the table. He's still not scored a goal in the first half, but looking more like that they possibly can. So I think Jimmy Tillene will be happy with how they've played, and you know, on evidence of this and the formation that he's playing tonight, you would think that he would go with that, you know, in the future. Okay, it's still only half time, and we don't know how this game is going to finish, but at the same time they've looked more like a team this evening than they have done so far this season.
What about Jens Bertolascu, James? He obviously faces a different shaped Aberdeen side last weekend. How difficult is that for him to adapt to this formation from the Dons today?
I think it's just adjusting to then how you're going to get your players on the ball that can affect the game. You know, Motherwell like to build up through Water, Fadinger, and at times one of them went high and Charles Coots came in to try and get in the build up. And you can see, you know, there has been a clear instruction to try and get the ball to Maswanise on the right hand side and get him isolated against Canusta. So I'm not. It sounds like I'm saying Motherwell have been terrible. They've still tried to play. They've still created, you know, they've got in areas to create opportunities, and maybe that final cross has either been defended well or it's been a poor delivery. So I wouldn't say this has been a poor performance from Motherwell, just maybe not as free-flowing as we've seen at times this season. But no, I think he'll make the adjustments needed at half-time to try and, you know, get back to that style, free-flowing style we've seen. But I said it towards the end of the half, Kenny, I think that there's a real calmness around Motherwell, whether it's, you know, the last man defending when the ball has to go back to the goalkeeper, or they have to, you know, take the pressure off. Very rarely do you see them just clear the ball. There's a real calmness, and I think that comes for the manager. The players are well on board with it, and he'll make the changes that he needs to make at half time to try and get, you know, to get more opportunities, because we're used to seeing Motherwell getting opportunities and they've maybe not had as many as certainly I would like to see. I know Willie's fine with it, but I would like to see some more opportunities for Motherwell.
Yeah, they've had a very good season, no doubt at all about that. Goalless at half-time, Motherwell against Aberdeen. Earlier today, Celtic 0, Hibs 0, Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 2, St Mirren 1, Dundee 0, and Hearts top of the table after their 3-0 victory at home to Falkirk. Let's now hear from the Hearts manager, Derek McInnes. He's been speaking with Brian McLaughlin.
Derek, perfect performance, or was it?
Yeah, I said that at half-time. If it was 90 minutes and being so strong and so dominant, we'd been really pleased with that. But we're only 45 minutes in, well aware of the spirit that Falkirk have, a team who are used to winning, and I've witnessed it first hand on Tuesday night against Hibs, where they can take encouragement very quickly if he's getting a goal, and we needed to make sure that wasn't the case. So the mentality of the team was strong. Second half, I thought we started like a train again, pounced on mistakes, upset their rhythm totally, and we got a really powerful goal for Halkett, and we had good chances after that. I mean, a combination of some brilliant goalkeeping for Scott Bain. I thought he was terrific today, and us maybe just not making the right choice. Allowed the game to stay at 3-0, but you know, a clean sheet, brilliant, some strong performances, and you have to deal with teams. Every game is tough. We spoke ahead of the game. Falkirk are a good side. We dealt with their long balls well, because they really played a lot of that longer passes up to the front three and played for bits. So we dealt with in the main, that first header, getting about the next ball, the second phase of that, we switched the ball well, we played forward, we ran forward, we got bodies in the box, we asked the question. It was the type of performance that I was kind of hoping for more often, and I'm hoping for more often, particularly here at Tynecastle.
The players are certainly buying into the system, Derek, with the width and the pace that you have, and the two strikers through the middle who keep on pressing. How difficult was it to try and instil that from the start of the season? Because that's not the Hearts. The type of play that Hearts have been doing over the last couple of years.
Well, from my point of view, when we came in, I spoke about the need for playing with width and wingers. I thought it's not hard to convince people to run about and work hard, and you know that's par for the course. You've got to be that. So there's plenty of effort. There's plenty of counter pressing, turning the ball over time and time again. To do that, you need bodies and willingness and fitness to do it. But you know, I think in the main, the team, we're still in its infancy. We've still got a lot of players integrating, still finding out about Scottish football. But I think we're taking plenty of encouragement for the players, how they are Monday to Friday, and and then we're starting to see that a wee bit more on Saturday. That was two good clean sheets against two teams who are possession-based teams, Rangers and Falkirk, who try and ask the question, a lot of good players, and we've come away with 5 goals to boot, so really pleased with the last couple of games.
In terms of the goals today, an amazing strike from Kizaridis. Lawrence Shankland's goal as well, though, he took it really early and maybe just surprised Scott Bain just a little bit. Yeah. And he's also a record breaker now, 163 goals in the SPFL. That's just remarkable, isn't it? Yeah, good on him for Lawrence. I'm sure Lawrence was aware of that. I wasn't aware of that, but brilliant. It's real consistency that, you know, you can get loads of players and strikers who can be flashing a pan and have one or two good seasons. He's been a consistent performer for a long time. He's been a brilliant performer for our club for the last couple of years.
Derek McInnes there, Tom. Hearts were very good today, you'd have to say. A thoroughly deserved performance, very comfortable throughout the game. As Brian mentioned there, to Derek McInnes, Kizaridis, what an opener from him. Shankland's also a very good goal. Halkett with the third. You'll see highlights of the game, of course, on Sports Scene this evening. And Shankland just looks back to his best right now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And as I said earlier on, the way he took it, it was without thinking. That's a strike of a very confident player. Just hit it, you know, first time, accuracy, thunder, and it was. You're not going to stop that. It's 163 goals. It's an incredible tribute to him. And Hearts are flying. You know, I mean, Derek said there that he feels they're still in their infancy, which they are. Mm-hmm. I think there's more. There's good players not playing for them today. The record signings not playing for them today. They've got a new winger coming in December. So everything is positive, and the clean sheets. They're scoring goals. There's some scoring brilliant goals, by the way. Mm-hmm. I mean, they've scored some outstanding goals this season already. So they are a force to be reckoned with, and I think there's growth left in them, which makes it doubly exciting for them.
Yeah, clear at the top of the table, 2 points clear of Celtic, 16 points, Celtic 14, St Mirren up to third. Dundee United, a real disappointment for them today, but Kilmarnock were very, very good, so Kilmarnock move into the top 6 behind United and Hibs. Motherwell, of course, this is a live table, so Motherwell on 6 points along with Dundee, Livy on 5, Falkirk on 5. Rangers, they play tomorrow away at Livy, there on 4 points, and the Dons, as things stand, bottom of the table on 2 points. Just a wee update from the Ryder Cup. So Europe leading USA by 8.5 to 3.5, and in the 4 balls matches this afternoon, Europe are ahead in 2 and the other 2 are tied. So looking very good for Luke Donald and his players, and Bob McIntyre got a point earlier on today.
He did, yeah. He got a point in the foursomes, not playing in the 4 ball, same as yesterday. But yeah, America are in a bit of a hole, and Europe are keeping them there.
And Scotty Scheffler, Tom, I don't think he's got a point yet, has he?
No,
he's really struggling.
Lost 3 from 3, incredible. The world number 1. I think it's the first time that's happened. World number 1. He's lost 3 games in a row in the Ryder Cup. He's supposed to be their talisman. He is an unbelievable golfer, but he's not at the races this week. Listen, this is a really good brilliant European team, outstanding.
Yeah,
but it's
loving it.
It's they weren't fancy, but going away to America, they haven't won in a long time in America. It's such a hard thing to do, but wow, they're making some job of it right now.
Yeah, they certainly are. Let's get back to the football. So goalless at half-time at Fir Park. Motherwell against Aberdeen. Let's get back to our commentary team there for James McFadden, Willie Miller and Alistair Lamont just coming up.
Scottish football lives here.
What a goal! This is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland.
Welcome back to Fir Park, and Aberdeen have made a change at the break. In fact, 2, Keskinen's on and so is Dorrington, and it looks like Willie's pointing out Knooster's not there, and certainly Gyamfi was the number that I noticed going up, so looks like Keskinen's going to play left wing back and Dorrington's going to play left centre back. That doesn't seem to me to be ideal changes. I don't know if they've been enforced upon Jimmy Tillene. I mean, you can understand them taking Gyamfi off. Perhaps he's not quite adhering to the tactical plan, but to put Keskinen on there is it's very attacking. Certainly, he's not going to do any more defending than Gyamfi was, as he will, as we get back underway.
No, but you know, Canuster for me is a surprise because I thought he was cruising through it. I don't know what was wrong with him. I can only imagine that it was some kind of a injury.
Yellow maybe.
Maybe
He's on the yellow, and they were getting down that
you
side.
don't think that's a bit?
Yeah, I'm surprised at both of them.
Yeah.
I thought, like, make the adjustment with Gamfi because he was an outlet down the left-hand side. And now you've got Keskinen who likes to come in on his right foot with Carlson ahead of him who likes to come in on his right foot.
Yeah.
It's important that he maintains the width, Keskinen.
And you've got Dorrington who likes to come in on his right foot.
Yeah, exactly. Here's now you've got a right-footed player playing at left centre-back now, which, you know, is not completely unusual, but it's less than ideal, you would think. Anyway, let's see how it all transpires in this second period as Longdalo goes down there in the challenge. So it's Charles Cook who's stayed down.
It's a strange collision. Charles Cook's picked the ball up and went to go inside. Tobers has come over to make the challenge, and it looks like the both of them have went over on their ankle, and it's accidental, but it just looked like an awkward collision there.
Yeah, and so it's Tobers who needs more treatment. Charles Cook's up and about and just trying to shrug that knock off, but well, having made a couple of changes at half time, I'm sure Jimmy Tilline's hoping to avoid doing so again in the first couple of minutes of the second half. But Tobers looks like he's struggling a little bit here, having not played all season because of injury and missed a big chunk of the end of last season for the same reason, and I guess they can't really afford to take any chances with him. I'm not sure if it's any sort of similar injury or otherwise, but the physio's giving him a good check over here.
Checking his knee out now. As I said, it was an awkward collision, and I don't know if he just, the way he goes in, he loses his footing, either twists or goes over on his knee, but it's certainly uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, he's been helped to his feet now, and doesn't look entirely convinced that he's going to be able to play on. He's taking his time here.
If he doesn't, I would imagine, I'm just looking at, if he has to come off, then maybe Nicky Devlin get in. He's played, centre back in a three, so he could easily do that, and they've got Jensen that could come on and play.
Shinnie could go in at
the wing back,
left, I suppose, left wing back. Anyway, Motherwell have started once more, but lose possession at the edge of the Aberdeen area and feed it forward. Kevin Nisbet will be beaten to it though by Gordon. Tobers is just jogging just off the pitch just now, just looking to test that.
He doesn't look comfortable, does he?
He does not, no.
I think you've got Nielsen that could do that as well, but then your lack of legs and that, you don't really want him exposed down the right hand side. Does it mean you put him in the middle and put Milne either to the right hand side? But I think you're right. I think Devlin's the obvious candidate to go into that right centre back position.
Palaversa's playing it just at the moment as Tobers jogs to the halfway line, looking as if he's going to come back on. It's Charles Cook coming forward down the left hand side, and now Longdalo trying to get into the area, just tries a little disguised ball past Nicky Devlin. It doesn't come off, and Aberdeen have it back on the right hand side, and it is Devlin. Devlin's fouled by Charles Cook, and Aberdeen will get the free kick. 4 minutes played as Tobers comes back on and looks to be moving relatively freely now, so hopefully it was just a knock that he's going to be able to run off. 4 minutes of this second half going, as I say, and it's still goalless and no real threat to either goal in the second period as Dorrington plays it back the way midway inside his own half to Milne, and now square for Tobers. Milne once more into Graham Shinnie. Shinnie about 10 yards inside his own half, left to centre, checks back and plays it to Tobers once more. Tobers will go back to Milne again. Motherwell now beginning to press and forcing them back to Mitov, and out to Dorrington. Comes away in infield once more, back to Milne on the edge of his box, square for Tobers, into Shinnie. Shinnie for Palaversa, a little bit untidy, but back to Mitov as Motherwell threatened to steal possession, but they play out again to Milne, and now Shinnie out to that left hand side. Dorrington flips it forward. Nisbet tries to lay it into the path here of Carlson, who'll pick up second time, slightly fortuitously, but they'll take that. Here's Keskinen in, left hand side, and well cut out. I think it was Stephen Welsh making that sliding intervention and knocking it behind, but Aberdeen, having knocked it about at the back for almost an eternity, eventually spring forward and they get themselves a corner, and it was a good attack in the end, really.
It was, but you know, whenever Aberdeen get themselves into this position, when Keskinen is in the absolutely magnificent area where he just has to pick out.
I think I said it first time. He takes a touch which allows Motherwell to get back. She had made the run.
Aye.
If he fires it in first time with the left foot, then it's a chance. But as soon as he takes a touch, it becomes more difficult.
Carlson's corner headed away by Welsh, and there's an infringement in there as well as Mazwanisi then knocks, I think, Devlin to the floor inside the penalty area for no apparent reason. And anyway, the free kick will go Motherwell's way as the ball's chipped into the Motherwell net by Carlson, but the whistle had gone a long time ago.
Just a note in Keskinen, he gets into some fabulous positions, and then see the final pass, the final decision making, he just lets himself down.
If you think of the Nisbet header, it was a similar type ball, and Gyamfi just steps on and delivers
First time.
If Keskinen does that, I'm not saying it's a definite goal, but you've got a better chance of scoring than when he takes the touch and allows the recovery.
If he can pick out Sheesh, I mean, it's a simple tap-in. It's easier said than done, perhaps.
Well,
Motherwell throw.
Clearly, because they're still trying to score a goal this season.
That's Welsh, infield to Fadinger, but 15 yards inside his own half, out to the left-hand side to Charles Cook, back the way to Welsh once more. And he goes back to Callum Ward. 7 minutes played in the second period. No goals as Keskinen comes back to rob Saeed of possession, and it's back with Mitov. Plays it out to Dorrington. Dorrington forward to Shinnie. Shinnie takes a chance. He's robbed. Now Motherwell. O'Donnell feeds it into Stamatopoulos. Did it come off the arm there of Mazwanisi as he can't make anything of it anyway, and ball's cleared. Motherwell pick up once more, but Shinnie is lucky there that Motherwell didn't make more of that opportunity, having lost possession in a dangerous area to Stephen O'Donnell. Here's Longolo left hand side into Stamatopoulos, back the way to Welsh on the halfway line. Infield it goes to Watt. Watt out to the left hand side. Good ball for Charles Cook. Charles Cook into the penalty area he comes, left hand side, little step over. Tovers gets a touch on it. Milne at the near post knocks it away. Devlin tries to help it on, but it falls for Fadinger at the angle of the box left hand side. Longolo back involved once more on the left hand side, tries to squeeze it into Charles Cook, gets a lucky break. Longolo to the back post, attacked by Mazwanisi, he can't get there. Keskinen gets it half clear. O'Donnell for Saeed. Saeed inadvertently lets it run through his legs, and Watt tries to feed it into Stamatopoulos. That doesn't come off. Motherwell knocking at the door here though as Welsh gets it back out to the left hand side. Good pressure this from the home side. Longolo running it, Nicky Devlin going one way then the other, just fires it into an area, and Jack Milne's there to cut it out. The home fans buoyed by that flurry of pressure, and it might get a bit more intense here as Longolo picks up once more in an advanced area, finds room for the cross, checks away from Devlin, comes back the way to Charles Cook, angle of the box left hand side, closed down eventually. It's Fadinger for Longolo once more, still out on this left flank, just slowed down for the moment. It's Fadinger again into Watt, back with Fadinger, out to the left again. It's Charles Cook. Charles Cook onto the right foot. Fadinger once more, back to Charles Cook. Still left hand side, faced up by Devlin, swings it in, looks too close to the keeper, but it was won instead by Jack Milne, who just heads it clear. Should have got a shout there from Mitov, but Milne just heads clear out for a throw in this near side. 0-0.
Sorry, Mitov's got to take control of that situation. It's actually quite an easy take if he just gives Jack Milne a shout there and they can leave it. It's coming right into his midriff as well. It's not a difficult one to take.
I think as well there was talk about the fans and having patience and being on board and full all in with the manager. None more so than that pasture play there, because so many opportunities to put the ball in the box, but the patience is there.
That's a poor foul, a poor challenge by Tobers, who is into the book for a bad tackle there on Charles Cook, and it's a free kick for Motherwell, just out from the angle of the box on this left hand side, about 5 or 6 yards back from it maybe, and a a good opportunity here for Motherwell to perhaps create some more havoc in that Aberdeen penalty. They're still 0-0 after 55.
Their tempo's been much higher, Motherwell, hasn't it? Beginning of the second half, then, that's for sure. Aberdeen struggling a little bit to cope with it, and you know, Tober's given away a free kick, and it isn't a really dangerous area when really you've got to show the composure, decision making again. When it should be calm and calculated, it wasn't.
Longolo and Watt over at left or right foot. Looks like it. If it's going to be an in-swinger, that Watt could curl that into a really dangerous area, but let's see. Longolo, he leaves it. It's going to be Watt, curls it. It's a lovely looking ball, and it's all the way through for a goal kick. Stephen Welsh was only inches away from making contact with that, and if he had managed to do so, the likelihood is it would have ended up in the back of the net, but he just missed out, and after 56 minutes it's still Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
Yeah, there's so much whip on that cross into the box, and as you say, Welsh looked like he was going to get his head on it, and it's a type of delivery I like because it's whipped towards the far post, and if you get it inside that far post, you don't need to get a touch on it. But it's a dangerous one to defend because you've got it behind that back line where the Aberdeen defenders are running back the way, and it's an easy or a nice one for the Motherwell attackers to go and try and get on the end of.
I can see your point of view when you're talking from an attacking point of view, but see, as a defender, you just hate that type of ball where it's curled in between you with a lot of pace as well, a good height, inviting your teammates to go and attack it. And the goalkeeper's not sure whether he's going to. You're not sure if he's going to come and take it either. A little bit unfortunate for Motherwell that Welsh didn't get his head on it.
It has been a better half so far for Motherwell, but Aberdeen now coming forward. Good challenge from Charles Cook coming back there to slide in on Carlson, who was just outside the area and looked like he was about to unleash the effort, but Charles Cook taking his defensive duties seriously there as Carlson eventually picks himself up. But Motherwell, for all the good play they've had, they've still not forced a save from Dimitar Mitov throughout this game.
The Carlson one again, it's that extra touch. I don't think he needs to take it. Allows Charles Cook to get back at him. And look, it's not a criticism, it's just the pattern of, the manager saying there's a bit of tension, maybe a bit of apprehension, and you can see it. Some of the play has been excellent, the energy's been great, the intent to go forward, getting forward numbers, it's that last bit, and that is the difference.
Here's Welsh just inside his own half. Watt comes deep to take it, just outside the centre circle. Back to Welsh to his left. Still just a few yards inside his own half. He'll play it square here for Gordon. O'Donnell's away out in that touchline right hand side, that's where it goes. He comes back in field and then plays it back to Gordon, who's just a few yards inside the Aberdeen half now. Into Farragher, onto Watt, out to the right hand side again to O'Donnell, who plays it forward for Saeed. Early ball on for Watt, tries to flick it into Saeed. It was ambitious and it's cut out by Shinnie, and now Keskinen, and then Dorrington just plays it long, looking for Nisbet, who nods it down cleverly to Carlson, but I'm not sure what he was trying there, as it was knocked forward roughly in the direction of Aushish, but doesn't get anywhere near him. Charles Cook with a loose touch. Devlin goes to ground, trying to buy a free kick. Don't think he should get one, and he doesn't. Will be a throw into Motherwell eventually, and the referee is now pointing for an Aberdeen throw in, so confusion reigns.
I think the referee initially said it's further back.
Yeah.
Then he did point as though it was a throw into Aberdeen, and now he's pointing to say it's back again.
I think he got it right first time, that it was meant to be further back, and indeed it was a Motherwell throw-in, and that's what ultimately happened. 59 played, no goals between Aberdeen and their hosts Motherwell, as Longolo tries to get forward, and somehow he's still got possession of the ball despite seeming to run into Nicky Devlin. Still got it, and Devlin eventually steps in and robs him of it. Charles Cook, though, trying to make it difficult for him to get out. That's going to be an Aberdeen ball. I'm not quite sure if the referee's given a free kick in that instance. I think it has. Again, didn't seem to be too much in that at all. Regan Charles Cook just trying to deny him the space to get out, as Aberdeen are poised to make another couple of changes. Leighton Clarkson, who wasn't in the squad at all midweek, is going to come on, and the other one is going to be Jensen. So Christoph Tobers is one of the players who's going to make way, and Graham Shinnie is also heading off, so I would imagine that's going to see Devlin, as the guys have been suggesting, move in one to right centre back, and Jensen will just take up that right wing back role that Devlin's been occupying so far after an hour of play here.
Yeah, I think that would be the move that you would expect. Really, Nicky Devlin going in there to play as the third centre back, and Leighton Clarkson. I think Jimmy Tilleen's looking at it. They've got no control. They've had no control in the midfield, Aberdeen, in the second half. Motherwell have dominated that area, and I think Clarkson might give them that composure.
The ball's back with Liam Gordon midway inside his own half. Half an hour to play, no goals. Motherwell looking for a first win of the season in the league, having drawn their first 5. Aberdeen likewise looking for their first victory in the league, and their first goal in the league would help as well. Charles Cook back to Wotton, out to this left-hand side. Longolo just keeps it in, but Jensen picks up possession. Now Palaversa on the halfway line, feeds it into Carlson, knocks it back to Clarkson. Clarkson out to the left-hand side for Keskinen to run it O'Donnell here. First real opportunity for him to do that. Mazonisi's back to help and just plays it off Keskinen and behind for a goal kick. And I'm not sure that Keskinen has offered any more, and perhaps not even as much as Gyamfi was in that position since he's come on.
Nah, and even last season I don't think he was offering enough. He's a ball carrier, he'll certainly get you up the park, but he does very little with it, or he has done in the past anyway. I'm sure Jimmy Tilleen is hoping that that's going to change. Still is a young man as well, he's still got a lot of development to go, but I just think that his quality and decision making once he gets into the final third lets him down.
Unless there was an issue with Gyamfi, we're speculating it's because it was getting exposed down the left-hand side. But
here comes Saeed, right-hand side. Stamatolopoulos with a chance, takes a touch. Shame, Aimitov. Big save that one from the Aberdeen keeper. Aberdeen claiming there was a foul by Stamatolopoulos as he lost his marker as the ball came in from the right-hand side. Didn't really see quite what happened there, but the ball for him was brilliant. Could have taken it first time perhaps. He took the touch, it allowed Mitov to come out and make the block as it was blasted goal. It was the first save he's had to make, but it was a good one, it was a big one.
He has to take it first time. No could have, he has to. I think there was a collision in the edge of the box. Whether would have been a foul or not, I don't know, but put it in the back of the net and ask the question. I've no idea why he takes a touch. Stamatolopoulos might be, we're speaking about Aberdeen not scoring goals. He's not had a great time in front of goal. He does a lot of brilliant work for the team, but that is a dream opportunity for him just to put it into the back of the net. And that touch allows Mitov, which I have to say the reaction's excellent from Mitov, to go and snuff it out, but he has to be taking that first time and putting his side in front.
When he saw the first touch wasn't a shot, then Mitov was right off his line, wasn't he? He closed the angle down completely.
Good play again from Motherwell on the right hand side as O'Donnell plays it to Mazonisi, almost at the byline, swings it, tries to swing it deep, but it's actually gone straight behind for a goal kick. 63.5 minutes played here. Motherwell for the first time forcing Dimitar Mitov into action, and it was a good bit of action from the Bulgarian as he pounced off his line.
The thing about it is, in the warm-up, Motherwell warm up in their full formation and they work on these patterns of play and they get it wide and they cross it and they score a first-time finish, and he opts to take a touch. So that would be a slight frustration potentially for the manager, and particularly for Stamatolopoulos.
Yeah, who's just got one goal in 11 appearances, or 11 and a half now this season. Big chance to get his second of the campaign there, but denied by Mitov. So still we await the opening goal of the evening. Earlier it was 0-0 between Celtic and Hibs, 2-0 Killie at Tannadice, 3-0 Hearts at home to Falkirk, and 1-0 St Mirren against Dundee. All the highlights on Sports Scene in just a few minutes actually. We'll be kicking off, but keep your radio on while you're watching as Clarkson fires forward looking for Carlson, well intercepted by O'Donnell, picked up though in the middle of the park by Palaversa. Now it's Carlson once more. Now it is Clarkson, but 10 yards inside the Motherwell half. Plays it forward for Aushish, who again probably not really done enough for Aberdeen in an attacking, creative sense. Still in possession here. Plays it forward for Carlson. Little flick looking in field, but Motherwell have won it back, and it's Mazwanisi for Saeed. Motherwell yet to go to the bench as Saeed tries to get it back to Mazwanisi. Well cut out though by Clarkson. Clarkson lifts it forward looking for Nisbet. Nisbet won't get there ahead of Ward. Wasn't sure if the flag was going to go up there. Didn't in the end. It's a throw in quickly taken. There's a second ball on the pitch. It's not going to matter because the throw in has got too much on it, and it's bounced behind for a goal kick. Surely that second ball is going to have to be knocked off before play resumes. Indeed it is. 65, almost 66 on the clock. Still no goals.
It's only given him a little bit of a foothold now, laying Clarkson in the midfield. You know, I think allowing Shinnie to come off and putting young Clarkson on has made quite a substantial difference, although he's getting himself in front of the ball there and the referee's eye line, but he got away with it. He got away with the yellow card. Other referees might have brandished it because it was too near the ball when the free kick was taken.
Yeah, it was one a bit like that up at Pataudry last week, wasn't there? Kevin Nisbet got the yellow card.
I don't mind that because that's your reaction, is to stand in front.
Here's Nisbet going in the left channel. Cross comes Welsh. O'Donnell back with him as well. Tries to just fire it into the middle of the box, and he can't get it through. Motherwell will get it clear. Picked up by Palaversa out to the right hand side for Jensen. Jensen swings it to the back post. That's a dreadful delivery. Straight out of play from Jensen, and it remains Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
He just needs to show composure. He does that not every time, but you know, probably 7 out of 10 times the delivery into the box isn't good enough from Jensen, and he gets himself into such good position.
He's got time as well. Time and space.
Just composure. Yeah. Just calm yourself down.
Just help into an area. But on the Clarkson one, I don't mind it because you're told to get in front of the ball. And Stamata Lopez is trying to get him booked as well.
Here's Jensen, and Aushish taking over right hand side. Good ball into the middle. Carlson tried to attack that. Referee is given the free kick for the challenge there by Carlson as Welsh put his head bravely in the way to clear the danger, and it will be a Motherwell free kick inside their own penalty area. We've played 3/4 of this game, no goals as yet. Wouldn't rule one out. There has been not that many chances created really, but Motherwell certainly have the better of the second period, with Aberdeen probably edging the first. As Motherwell play out from the back and almost give Aberdeen a big opportunity. They might get one yet as Watt sticks his boot in to prevent Keskinen getting onto that, and that was one of those ones where played out from the back almost cost Motherwell as Jensen picks up right hand side, gets there before Watt, up against Longfellow now, plays it into Palaversa, back with Jensen right hand side, into the feet here of Aushish, back with Jensen once more. That's a better cross, but Welsh is there to head it clear. Aberdeen looking to up the ante here and get their first goal of the campaign, and hopefully from their perspective their first victory, as Carlson has it now 25 yards from goal, blocked by Gordon, breaks for Saeed, who knocks it to Charles Cook, back with O'Donnell, and now Gordon once more just outside his area. Watt plays it square for Longfellow, but midway inside his own half, just plays it short to Farringer. Motherwell will just kill the tempo just for a moment, with Aberdeen having had a little flurry of pressure there. Back it goes to Welsh, just at the edge of his penalty area. Back with Ward, the goalkeeper, into the feet of Watt, and then back with Welsh. Welsh at the edge of the box, plays it square to Gordon. 69 on the clock, goalless as he clips it forward, looking for Stamatolopoulos to flick it on, looking for Mazwanisi, who's come out to the left hand side for the moment. Cleared only as far as Watt, into Charles Cook, central area, midway inside the Aberdeen half. Longfellow now takes over, drives up towards the angle of the box, left hand side, then leaves it to Mazwanisi, back to Farringer. Farringer looks to clip that to the back post. O'Donnell's there, he won't get there, behind for another goal kick. almost 70 on the clock. Still Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
Yeah, it's good patient play from Motherwell. Build it down the left-hand side, and you can see Stephen O'Donnell makes a late run towards the back post. He's clearly trying to pick him out, but I don't know if he's just overhit it or the wind's caught it or a mixture of both.
There's a bit of a wind out there now, judging by the flags over on the roof of the stand on the far side. Looks to be blowing at Motherwell's backs, which would maybe give credence to that suggestion that the wind caught the cross that was going in towards the Aberdeen goal. Motherwell looking to try and force the ball forward. Back goes Palaversa though and pokes it to Devlin. Devlin back to his goalkeeper, Dimitar Mitov. 20 to play at Fir Park. Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0. You listen to Sportssound on BBC Radio Scotland. The ball fed forward for Aushish. Aushish is in behind here. Longlow trying to get back at him, just puts his body in between him and the ball. Wants the keeper to come and get it. He doesn't do that, but Longlow has the composure to play out in any case. It was a great recovery from Longlow and a good forceful challenge. He had to make sure he didn't take too much of the man as Mazwanisi's drive back. Still he's driving towards goal. Takes a touch away from Clarkson, then he's closed down by Dorrington. Might have been better taking the free kick there, but opted to continue. It's going to be, I think, a booking for Palaversa for that pullback, but the free kick didn't come. But a lightning counter from Motherwell there. Mazwanisi finding his shot blocked. But at the other end, Aushish, should he really be able to do better in that position, really?
I think he should be able to pull the trigger quicker, but you're missing the pass from Clarkson. The pass from Clarkson was absolutely sublime, and you know, it's perfect for Aushish, and he's in loads of space too. I don't know, he just doesn't get there quick enough, doesn't make his mind up quick enough. It's good defensive play as well.
I think the pass to Mitov as well, because you just spoke about the wind, and he just clips it into the feet of Nisbet, who then allows, because the press that Welsh and Gordon, the space opens up. I think that, of course, obviously runs out of legs and Longlow back to him. Run in centrally, don't allow Longlow to get back.
That's what I was thinking.
He runs in a straight line, which then favours the defender. Cut inside, cut across him, make it more difficult, make it more desperate. You have to say he's absolutely thrown it to the ground when he's getting.
He's rattled him, isn't he? I think Longlow's got one stride to Auschwitz, two right enough as well. He's got a lot to make up.
72 minutes played, 0-0. The ball in the possession of Dimitar Mitov. The rain continues to pour down here at Fir Park as Mitov just plays it out short to Jack Milne to his right hand side. Motherwell yet to make any changes, aren't they? Which you would imagine, just to freshen things up, give themselves a little bit more of a spark maybe for the closing stages. They will do so at some stage, but Devlin has it for Aberdeen, feeds it forward. Nisbet won't get there, and it's just seen behind for the goal kick. It's going to be changed now, actually. Come to mention it, and it's just a straightforward one though at right back as Johnny Katrumbis comes on for Stephen O'Donnell. So there's various other options on that bench. Oscar Priestman we saw coming on at Pittodrie. There's Sapo Song as well, and just the one so far though. As Katrumbis replaces O'Donnell at right full-back for Motherwell, who have a goal kick to be taken, I was going to say by the goalkeeper, but he's just left it to Welsh. Plays it back to his goalkeeper, then gets it back, and then plays it to the left for Longlow, who clips it forwards. Aberdeen trying to close that down. They've won it through Palaversa. Palaversa clips it forwards, and Welsh again puts his... Well, that's got to be allowed to continue. Referees stop play as Motherwell are about to come forward. Applause there for Stephen O'Donnell's efforts.
Now, to be fair to the referee, it looks like it's a head clash, and Stephen Welsh does put his hand to his face. Then he quickly gets up, but
I didn't notice that, to be fair.
It looked like he was going to go down. It did look like he caught him in the face. Whether it was however powerful it was or however much force was in it, but I'm the same. You want to see things play on, but and I'm not a huge fan of the referees, as you well know. But
I thought you were.
Nah.
Here's Welsh, who's played well at the back again for Motherwell. Quarter of an hour remaining. Watt into Charles Cook, takes a poor touch. Carlson, well, I think he might have been away. Yeah, that's a free kick to Aberdeen. Charles Cook maybe a little bit lucky he's not booked for that.
He was. I mean, even, you know, some words directed to Charles Cook there, if not a yellow card, because Auschwitz was away.
Mitov left-footed, forward it goes, looking for Keskinen, but won by the Australian Katrumbis, and then out for a Motherwell throw-in, right-hand side, just inside their own half. Still no sign of a goal here at Fir Park. Motherwell having 1-0 up at Pittodrie last weekend, and Motherwell going to draw for the 6th league game in succession. This is already a record for certainly this era of football since league reconstruction back in 1998. No team has drawn their first 5 until Motherwell did it this season. Certainly they hadn't done the first 6. And you probably go back longer than that as well, but haven't quite had the patience to do that in the record books as yet, as Mazonisi is barged to the ground, and Motherwell get a free kick midway inside the Aberdeen half, quickly taken. Out to Longlow, it comes on the left-hand side. Up against Jensen, plays it into Mazonisi, well challenged by Devlin. Now Sheesh helps it on, no Aberdeen player there though, and Welsh brings it under control and just knocks it back to his goalkeeper, who's midway inside his own half, then short again for Welsh. Watt, closed down by Nisbet, plays it to Liam Gordon. Back to Ward once more, Gordon again, then back to Ward. He'll be closed down here, but again Motherwell assured at the back. Welsh back to his goalkeeper again, who's now back in his penalty area. Gordon takes over yet again, the captain here. Are we going to get a winning goal before the close of play? As Saeed does well right hand side, Charles Cook ahead of him, bursting forward, plays it into a central area. Stamatopoulos can't get there. Devlin knocks it out for a throw in on the far side. That looks like a foul throw by Saeed. Aberdeen pick up possession anyway and knock it forward to Nisbet. Welsh has done really well against Nisbet once again, and Motherwell have it back through Watt. He tries to clip it through the middle. Mazonisi can take a decent first touch, might yet fall for him on the edge of the box, can't see because of the stanchion, and then Devlin gets the block in as Mazonisi recovered well to pick himself up and get the shot off, but Devlin equally doing well defensively and making sure it didn't trouble Dimitar Mitov. Still 0-0 after 77.5.
Yeah, I would love to help you, but I couldn't see either.
Stamatopoulos battling away but losing out. Breaks though to Katrumbis, and now it's Stamatopoulos, the angle of the box, right hand side, slips at an inopportune moment and allows Dorrington to come across and clear into the fans over on the far side. I think we said this last week, Willie, that one goal would settle it. It did on that occasion. Fairly sure one would do it tonight.
Well, it certainly looks like it, doesn't it? There's been very few chances, some kind of openings I would suggest in the second half, but not an awful lot of chances.
Good play though from Motherwell, right hand side. Katrumbis into the area, up goes Mazonisi, he can't get there. Longolo doesn't really get a hold of it, breaks for Stamatopoulos wide. Oh, how's he sent that header wide from 7 yards out? He tried to change direction of the ball and he's knocked it a yard wide of the post. The Motherwell fans were sure it was going to hit the back of the net, and it really should have, but it didn't, and it's still Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
I just expected the net to bulge there. It's fortunate in it coming to Stamatopoulos at the back post, and he's got time and he is trying to generate the power, to be fair to him, but he has to be finding the back of the net. I don't know if he takes his eye off it, if he miscues it, or if he thinks this is an easy opportunity, but to not even hit the target, and it's probably just down to the fact that he is having such a poor time in front of goal, but Motherwell should be in front.
Aberdeen are out to make their final change of the game. Lazetic preparing to come on. Serbian forwards is going to replace Kevin Nisbet for the closing stages here. 10 minutes to play.
He's not had any influence at all in the second half. Kevin Nisbet has I think that's a wise move. Lazetic bit more youthful as well, more legs perhaps. He had one good opportunity, I think, against Livingston, was it, where he turned and hit it and it came off the post, or was that Falkirk? Can't remember which one it was. Anyway, it was one of the two.
Long forward by Ward. Mazwanisi could be in here, chase it down, good touch. Mazwanisi, can he find the back of the net? Good challenge from Milne. Referee has now pointed for a free kick to Aberdeen for the challenge by Mazwanisi, I think, on Devlin. He allowed it to go initially.
It's not a foul.
It didn't seem to be.
It's not
again, it's another coming together, but didn't seem to be a foul at all, but that's been given.
Yeah, I mean, he gets in front of Nicky Devlin. He just slows down, lets him run into his back and then drives forward. It'd be interesting to see what would have happened had the ball hit the back of the net, but that is not a foul for me.
Should he have done better having then got into that position?
Yeah, look, I think he should either get his shot away or find Stamatopoulos. He's trying to then slow it down to go through the defender's legs and go to the far post.
Here come Motherwell again. Katrumbis almost at the byline, cuts it back. Might come for Charles Cook, slides in, and Palaversa in the way, and it's going to bounce out for a throw-in over on the far side. Motherwell having the better of things just at the moment, but they can't find a goal as yet, and they, as things stand, will not yet, like Aberdeen, have a victory in the league this season. Still 10 minutes to play though, 9 minutes of regulation time plus added on time, as Welsh has it on the halfway line, plays it short to Watt left hand side, back once more to Welsh, and then out to Liam Gordon to his right. Now Katrumbis infield to Said tracked by Carlson, still at Said though, drives forward and then plays the ball off the Aberdeen defender Dorrington, and it'll be a throw-in, but has that been given as a foul throw? I didn't actually see that one, but I assume that's a foul throw. The referee now pointing in Aberdeen's favour, so I like to see these. I like to see these being penalised once in a while. I'm a bit of a stickler for that.
That is no surprise,
and you're fortunate Stanchion wasn't.
But you're absolutely spot on. If it's a foul throw, it's a foul throw.
I'm really not sure what you mean by that though. Anyway, it is a throw into Aberdeen. 8 minutes to play, no goals here at Fir Park. Decent enough game, but we could do with a goal.
Yeah, it's been plenty happening. Plenty of action, plenty of energy and endeavour for both sides. Lacking maybe that bit of quality, which has been the reason Aberdeen haven't scored and Motherwell haven't won a game.
Yep, that's very true. Ball breaks high, Gordon helps it forward. That's a shove in the back, surely, by Nicky Devlin and Stamatopoulos.
Well, the Aberdeen players have stopped because they think it's a foul.
The referee's standing looking at it from a couple of yards away. Anyway, nothing given.
It seems to be something you get away with though in the modern game. You know, maybe hands in your back as well, where you know, a little push into the back of the striker.
In the modern game, Willie, they definitely always get away with a wee nudge. The defender always got the benefit of the doubt.
But that was pretty blatant, that one, was it not? I mean, you can do it cutely, but I wouldn't say that was a cute nudge.
7 to play, 0-0. As Welsh plays it forward. Stamatopoulos is off. Well, he's got his hands up to acknowledge that he's offside, as if he's going to leave it, and then he just plays it anyway. What is the point in that? Oh my goodness.
He's still thinking about that chance he missed.
He will be, and that's what happens when you're going through a spell and not scoring goals.
Charles Cook is indicating he needs to come off. He's hobbling back the way as Aberdeen come forward. You'll hope that someone in the Aberdeen dugout has noticed his signal. He's still trying to get their attention as the ball's gone behind for an Aberdeen corner kick. He's been told to go down if he needs. Now he's tapping the referee on the back to point out the fact that he is down. Oh my goodness, so it's comical at times.
I get the point to say go down, but he needs to come off now, and they won't be able to put the sub on. Is that right, Al?
It's a good question. I think it probably is right. Yeah.
So he should. I know that I get the point, but can go in and make a nuisance himself or be in the box. Now they're going to try and make a sub, and I don't know if he can come off, can he?
Well, he can certainly come off, but whether he can, as you say, whether he can immediately come on and replace him, having gone down, is a different matter. We'll see the referee's interpretation of that just shortly.
I wasn't sure if the sub was ready, to be honest. That's why they were telling him to go down.
Yeah, he's certainly ready now. Isapa Osong, and the corner kick over in the far side. Will allow Aberdeen the opportunity to notch a first goal of the season. 85 minutes into this one. Osong is going to come on before the corner is taken, to answer James's question.
That was a great decision then.
So left-hand side, this corner. Osong goes back to help out his defence. First things first. 5 minutes to play. 0-0 it stands at Fir Park. As Carlson prepares to swing in the corner, right-footed from the left-hand side, and it comes towards the near post, headed away by Katrumbis. Out of play over on the far side for an Aberdeen throw-in. Are we going to get a winning goal here at Fir Park this evening? Just under 5 left, plus added on time. It's Dorrington into Palaversa, just inside the Motherwell half. Then he plays it to Devlin. Devlin for Milne. Now Clarkson. Clarkson comes forward out to the left-hand side to Keskinen. Back with Clarkson once more. Aberdeen keeping possession on the left-hand side. And Milne into Devlin. Back with Milne. Osong looks to go and try and press him. Young defender clips it forward, looking for Jensen. Jensen quickly across goal. He was looking for Lazetic. The offside flag's gone up anyway. It wasn't a bad idea from Jensen, even though it was cut out, but the offside flag was up against Jensen. And it remains with 4 to play. Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
That's a great idea, and he just mistimes the run. Jensen, pass is excellent. The decision's the right one to take it first time, try and get it to Lazetic.
He's got plenty of time as well, isn't he? You know, to time his run in behind. He doesn't have to go early.
Motherwell have it at the back. It's Welsh pressed by Lazetic. Back to his goalkeeper. Ward out to the right-hand side now for Liam Gordon. Gordon just clips that one forward, looking for Osong up against Milne. Nudges it back. Not sure he meant that, but it comes to Said. And now Katrumbis feeds it down the right for Osong once more. Dorrington across to knock it out of play. 3 left plus 3. It sounds like there's going to be added on unless there's any further stoppages before the 90 are up. So 6 all told as Said plays it back to Katrumbis, right-hand side. Advanced area, good turn by Stamatolopoulos. He's into the box, tries to fire it across goal. Deflected behind, and Motherwell will have the corner kick.
It's excellent from Stamatolopoulos when it brings it in. It looks like he's just going to hold it and then lay it off. He just drops his shoulder, drags it with the right foot across his body, creates the space, and just trying to fire it across goal.
Motherwell corner then, right-hand side, as they look to find a winner in these dying minutes of the game. Plenty forward for Motherwell, and it comes to the near post. It's flicked on by an Aberdeen head. Clarkson helps it further out as that goes Longolo. Plays it back to his goalkeeper. Longolo once more, left-hand side. It's cut out there by Aushish. We can only knock it out of play down in front of his manager Jimmy Tilleen, who's desperately hoping for a victory. I mean, a point is definitely not a bad one the way things are going for Aberdeen, Willie.
Yeah.
But clearly they would absolutely love a victory.
Oh, without doubt, yeah, and a goal perhaps.
Yeah.
Don't lose it at this stage. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, you take a point from here. You do. You know, the way Motherwell are playing, okay, it's been all draws for them so far, but I think you take that in the position that Aberdeen are in as well, and the fact that they haven't been playing well, and Jimmy Tilleen gets something here to work with tonight as well, convince the fans that have come down that the future can still be with Jimmy Tilleen at the helm.
We've got Dundee at home next in the league, which certainly should, on the face of it, be an opportunity for a victory, with the greatest of respect to Stephen Presley's side. Although before that they've got Shakhtar Donetsk. We'll have live coverage of that. So Willie and Liam will bring you that on Thursday night as Motherwell play out from the back. Ward to Welsh, who gets it back from Watt, and then it's Ward once more.
Now the point is, I mean, this isn't good enough for Aberdeen to say they'll take a draw, but have they seen enough to believe that it can turn? I think they've shown enough in this evening's performance.
Certainly the players are playing for Jimmy Tilleen. It looks very much like that as Keskinen bursts into the air. Keskinen, side netting only. Well, it was a very tight angle. He had a couple of players who are asking him the question, why did you not try and square it? It was a good run, but you've got to think, Willie, that the better option would have been to try and pick out Lazetic or Aushish there in the middle.
I think Lazetic was a man, wasn't it? You know, he's made a really good run towards the near post, and I think he's just got to get his head up. He does that constantly. He doesn't see the pass, he doesn't deliver it properly, and then the strike is just right into the side netting. I don't know what he's trying to achieve there.
He doesn't look at any point. No. He's just got one thing in his mind: run as fast as I can, and then when I run out of space, just maybe have a shot.
Flicked on by Mazwanisi, out of play off Milne for a Motherwell throw it into 3 minutes of added on time. 0-0 it stands between Motherwell, who started the game in 8th, against the bottom side Aberdeen, and looking to double their points tally with a draw tonight. Still their worst start to the season since 99-2000, when they finished bottom but avoided relegation. As Motherwell give it away, and Lazetic could be in here. The keeper's right out of his goal. He takes a touch past Welsh. It's Lazetic. Oh, he delays. Still the chance could be on. Still Lazetic goes for goal and drags it wide. Oh, that was a massive opportunity for Aberdeen to at last get a goal, to at last get a victory. But Lazetic seemed to lack the confidence to take it on from distance, to lift it over the goalkeeper. And as he delayed and delayed, although the chance was still there, he couldn't hit the target. And in stoppage time, it's still Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 0.
He's got to take it first time. He's got, not first time, but he's got plenty of time actually, because Ward comes out his goal and he's getting nowhere near the ball. So Lazetic is in control of the situation. He actually looks up, he sees Ward's off his line, just clip it over the goalkeeper, and then
bend it round them.
Just have a go. Have a strike, because it's on to have the strike.
Probably indicative of where Aberdeen are, because that is a glorious chance to go and put yourself, get the victory basically. And even when he chops the first time, then get your shot away.
Here come Motherwell. Can they nick all 3 points late on into the penalty area? It's got in! Johnny Katrimbas! A massive error from Dimitar Mitov to let it squirm through his grasp. It wasn't a powerful shot from just inside the box, but somehow Johnny Katrimbas has won it in the final minute of stoppage time for Motherwell. How did that get past Dimitar Mitov? No one can really know, but the main thing is for Motherwell, they have their first victory of the season surely now in the league. It's Motherwell 1, Aberdeen 0.
Well, we're just speaking about the chances Aberdeen have had and the indecision when they get in around the box, and then it takes a speculative effort, not a lot of power in it, straight at Dimitar Mitov, and somehow it squirms under his body. It's just crazy. Football's crazy. You're looking at a chance for Aberdeen to go and without doubt win the game. Motherwell go right up the park, extremely fortunate in the way the ball goes into the back of the net. It's just a cruel game at times.
Oh, it's madness, isn't it? It's absolute madness when you see that chance for Lazetic, and even when he doesn't make his decision to clip it over Ward, he's still got options. He's still got options to strike himself or to set in one of his 3 teammates that was up beside him, and then it just switches to the other end of the pitch. And I don't know what Mitov is thinking about. I honestly don't know why he can't just get his body down and stop that from going in. It looks as though when it comes to him, he's got his hands behind it, he's got his gloves on it, but somehow he takes his gloves off it and it just rolls over the line. It's an incredible error.
It looked like he'd moved before he took the shot, as if he was going to anticipate it going to the far post, then had to adjust slightly. In any case, there's no way he should be making that error.
For a goalkeeper of his quality, there is absolutely no way that
any goalkeeper. It's so simple.
Johnny Katrimbas' first Motherwell goal looks to have given them the victory here, as Ossom brings Motherwell forward once more. They're not content with just the one goal, and it comes to the area. Devlin gets it half clear. Ossom goes down. Referee has a look. No penalty. Motherwell continue, but the ball's knocked behind now for a goal kick. I would imagine the VAR will be having a check of that. It's going to be delayed.
I I think it goes after the challenge. I don't think it goes down with the challenge. The challenge comes in, it's a dangerous challenge, but I don't think it goes down with the challenge. I think he then takes a step forward with that. I don't know. You know, you would have to see a replay of it, but that was my kind of a instinctive sort of a view of it. We'll soon find out, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looked like the challenge came in, then either tries to stay on his feet and then goes down.
They're just checking the attacking phase of play at the moment in the VAR studio. So there could yet be a late penalty here for Motherwell. The referee's going to be asked to come and look at this. The suggestion is it's a delayed fall, but that the player was caught. So let's see if Ryan Lee, the young, inexperienced referee, takes the advice of far more experienced Greg Aitken in the VAR studio. And we're way beyond, obviously, the 3 minutes that were initially added on. We're into the 6th minute of added on time. And the referee's pointing for the penalty. And a chance for Motherwell to bury Aberdeen here, if it weren't already done. And Sapo's song now adjudged to have been fouled. And Motherwell will have the penalty kick in the 7th minute now of added on time. And it's just going from bad to worse for Aberdeen here. Stamatolopoulos, who's missed a couple of very good opportunities, is going to try and grab his first league goal of the season to ensure Motherwell have their first league victory of the season. Stamatolopoulos against Mitov from 12 yards, up he steps, fires it in! That will do it for Motherwell. 2 goals in stoppage time. Give them the victory over beleaguered Aberdeen. Mitov dived to his right, the ball was straight down the middle, hammered home by the Australian. It is Motherwell 2, Aberdeen 0.
It's a big moment for Stamatolopoulos because he has had a couple of opportunities. He has struggled for goals in a Motherwell jersey, and I know the game's over at 1-0, but it's still a big moment for him to step up and take that penalty kick. And he makes no mistake. Love to see it, showing that confidence. I know I've missed chances. I want it. I'm the striker. I want to score goals. Fair play to him. And finally, Motherwell get a league win.
Yeah, they do, and a 2-goal victory. In fact, takes them up to 4th in the league, which I think Kenny can confirm at full time here. What it means for Aberdeen is they remain on a solitary point at the foot of the table. It's another defeat, a 5th of the league season in 6 games for Aberdeen. A terrific win for Motherwell, who were the better side second half, and eventually in injury time found the goals that won it for them. Johnny Kutrumba's effort from just inside the box somehow managed to squirm out of the grasp with Dimitar Mitov and into the back of the net to make it 1-0. And then just shortly afterwards, the substitute Sapo's song, after a VAR check, was adjudged to have been fouled. And it was hammered home by Apostolos Stamatolopoulos for his first league goal of the season, for the second Motherwell goal. What that means is that Aberdeen now have 5 wins in the last 33 league games. That is 23 points over that period. 33 games, just to put that into a bit of context, and I know it's a little bit artificial, but St Johnstone, who were relegated last season, in the 33 games up to the split, had 29 points. In the last 33 games in the league, Aberdeen have 23. That is nothing but relegation form at the moment. Can Jimmy Tilleen, whose side certainly showed a lot more, particularly in the first half this afternoon, this evening at Fir Park, they could not find a goal. They had opportunities to do so and could not find the back of the net, and they paid for it once more. It finishes at Fir Park. Motherwell 2, Aberdeen 0.
Football